Hey there, Yomimon Masters in training. We have another Yomimon complete battle for you versus Toast, or as she was at the PAX Pokemon League, Cynthia, the champion of Sinnoh. So her team is Low Bunny, Spiritomb, Togekiss, Gastrodon, Garchomp, and Rose Raid. And I'm looking at the team and I'm wondering, so is your Mega Garchomp or is your Mega Low Bunny? But I've also known her and my friend Toast to run a crazy Low Bunny, but I'm really unsure of what I'm going to do against this team. I'm really worried about the Spiritomb nerfing a whole bunch of my Pokemon, so we're gonna go into the match. So I lead with Squidadler again. You'll see me do this often because it has knockout, it has spikes, it's a good lead, it has solid damage, but then I see Miss Rose Raid and I'm like, nope, I don't want no sleep, so I'm gonna go into my superior to block that sleep powder. If you didn't know, if you're a grass type Pokemon, powder moves and spore moves don't work on you. So I do Leaf Storm. Yeah, I know it's not very effective, but I'm doing it for the contrary boost, of course. And I'm actually like, okay, we're good. But I did not expect hidden power to come from this thing. And I was scared. I was like, hidden power ice? Maybe? I don't know. But I have my +2. It's like I Swords Danced myself if there was a special Swords Dance. And I'm going to do my own hidden power, which is hidden power fire, and knock it out. So I don't have to worry about sleep too much, which I'm really happy about. But, you know, my superior may be able to get a few more licks in if it can. So then I see Low Bunny and I'm like, no, 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 no. I do not want to get faked out, and then I don't want to get Mega'd and then Ice Punched. I didn't want that to happen, so I bring in my Scizor to be able to tank the hit. I did read the fake out correctly, and I'm wondering if this is her Mega, but she didn't switch us out, so I'm like, I guess it isn't her Mega. Into Spiritomb, and I'm like, oh, okay, Spiritomb. Again, I know Spiritomb's a darker ghost type, and I'm just doing Bullet Punch to get some damage off, and I do Knockoff because I don't want it to have what it has in there, but I felt relatively safe. But I'm actually glad that I got the Citrus Berry off because it would have been hard for me to do things against them. But then I get the burn from Will-O-Wisp, which I should have expected. You're a ghost type, you're going to carry Will-O-Wisp. But since my Grandleon's more utility anyway, I'm not really worried about it. And now we're seeing the pain split on my Rotom Heat. And I think it's okay. And I still have my Citrus Berry. And I'm going to return a Will-O-Wisp back, knowing since I'm a fire type, I can't be Will-O-Wisp. So just foul play. And I'm like, but Rotom, you don't have a lot of attack power, so that shouldn't do a lot of damage. Even as a critical hit, it doesn't do a lot of damage. So she withdraws Spiritomb, and she brings in her Low Birdie, which I was a little surprised by, because I might have Thunderbolted, but maybe it thought I was going to overheat, and since it's really bulky on the special side, it would have been able to take it. It probably would have been able to take a Thunderbolt as well, too. That's definitely not an Oko in Rotom's case, but my Citrus Berry procs, and I know I'm going to have to worry about that Air Slash, so I'm like, I get flinched. This is not working out well, especially since I put a lot in his defenses. His speed is on the low side. So then I bring Grandleon back in because I'm like, hey, you're Steel type and you're a Fairy type, so my Bullet Punch should do something. Even if I am nerfed by the burn, that's okay. You don't have a lot of defenses. I should be able to take you out. But no, Lord and behold, you have Flamethrower. And I haven't seen a Togekiss carry Flamethrower in a long while. So I was severely surprised by that when that happened. And I'm like, oh, alright, we're gonna have to rethink this battle. So I'm bringing in my Rebel. Now, I know you guys are like, okay, why in the hell would you bring in a Dragon type on a Fairy type? I'm like, well, I'm Scarfed. By the looks of it, I don't think you're carrying a Fairy type move. Your last move is probably Roost. And maybe I can take it out with Steel Wing. I put Steel Wing on it because it was a last minute move before the con started. I'm like, this might work. This might work on it. Okay. But it gets it down to really low, and it just Air Slashes me again and doesn't Roost. But also, I guess it's trying to just get the flinches, which it is doing. And that Leftovers is bringing back its life. So I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a long one. So I'm like, okay, fingers crossed. It's not doing a lot of damage, but I probably only could survive 2 more hits. But finally, I get the final Steel Wing off, and Low Birdie has gone bye-bye. And I get a defense boost. what good that's gonna do, I guess. But hey, it's nice. But Nomblers comes out, and it's Garchomp. So now we get to see the real Mega. I mean, she's playing Cynthia. Garchomp is Cynthia's signature Pokemon, so I should have known it was going to be that, but hey, maybe she was going to be tricky. So the Outrage comes out. I have no hope of surviving this. I know that. It's okay. You're a rebel without a cause, so you're going to bye-bye. I'll catch you later, bro. It's fine. So now I'm like, alright, how am I going to take out this thing? I'm hoping at this point that Rotom can tank an Outrage, but then I really forgot how strong Mega Garchomp is, because, you know, tank the Outrage, get a Will-O-Wisp off, nerf it, you're doing pretty good. So now it's confused, and since I know it can't have a Lumberry because it has to hold a Mega Stone, I'm like, okay, maybe Queen Bey can do something because Queen Bey is faster, so why don't I do this Dragon Pulse, hoping that you hit yourself so I can get a solid 2-hit KO, right? Right? I mean, that's how it could work. But he is like, confusion, I don't know what that is, and I'm just gonna Poison Jab you. And I'm like, I respect that. Poison Jab, Fairy types, if you run a Garchomp, consider running Iron Head or Poison Jab. It's really good to his moveset. So, I bring in my Gallade because I'm like, alright, I know that Gallade isn't faster than you in his base form, but I know he will be pretty fast once he evolves, but it doesn't happen this turn, so I'm hoping it hits himself. And this time it actually happens, so I get to knock it out with an Ice Punch. And if that didn't happen, I probably would have gotten wrecked in the face by another Outrage. Does a critical hit, which I don't think really mattered. But, you know, this happens a lot here on Yomimon, where it's like, useless crits. So then we see Gastrodon, and I know this thing doesn't have a lot of defense, but maybe I could headbutt it and then make it flinch, and I'd be okay. And I was like, thank goodness I did not get burned by that Scald, or El Muchacho would have been El Dundo. Oh god, that was bad. Don't ever have me say that again, guys. But I do one more Zen Headbutt, and I get to knock it out. Usually if I don't have any physical Pokemon left, that thing is a bitch to deal with. So Spiritomb comes back out, and I'm all like, okay, I know you're gonna Will-O-Wisp this time, but maybe, just maybe, I can hit you with an Ice Punch and then knock you out, and that does next to no damage. Who knew that Spiritomb was so bulky? Anyway, now that I have a good old nerfed Gallade, I'm just gonna try to chip away at it. I'm checking out Shadow Sneak just in case I can get a quick hit off, but it does Pain Split, and I'm like, okay. Let's see if I can take this thing out and not make it a total battle of attrition. If it does Pain Split one more time, I should be okay, but it does Ice Punch because it was doing just a little bit more, and it does Foul Play instead, so I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to be a double down then. I'm okay with that. But now that I've been using Mega Gallade for a while, I'm definitely thinking that giving it Swords Dance and giving it 3 moves instead of the 4 moves is much better for it. While Mega Gallade is powerful, it can't land the KOs that it needs without getting a boost. So I bring in Squidadler once again, and it's down to our final 2 Pokemon, and let's face me out, this time I know that's happening, but I have my Black Sludge to give some of the damage back, so I'm not too worried about it. And now it does Attract, and I'm like, oh my god, people use this move? Why you want me to fall in love with you? Like, do I gotta take you out on a date now, Lope Bunny? Does that have to happen? I don't know, but I use Knockoff because whatever it has on it, I don't want it on there. But it had the Assault Vest, and I'm like, okay, attracting, Assault Vesting, Lope Bunny, that's different. And now I get Dizzy Punched? I'm like, okay. So I'm attracted, and I'm Dizzy Punched, so I'm confused, and I hit myself. Oh, RNGesus, what will you do to me now? So it does Dizzy Punch again, and it's doing solid damage. That did a lot more than the other one. And I'm like, attract, fingers crossed, hit it with the Scald. I'm like, okay, we're still in this. And it gets burned, and I'm like, oh, RNGesus, RNGesus. So, yes, this match came down to a little bit of luck, but that's how it goes sometimes. And the Dizzy Punch is now not doing enough. But I'm like, okay, Attract, don't do it. Don't do it. And Attract doesn't proc, so I get the Scald off. I knock out Lust. I'm glad that's a cool Full Metal Alchemist reference. And that was the battle. So that was one of the elites from that series. And I'll have another elite, Auden, the champion of Unova, or Ishizu if you're Japanese. And that will be coming next week on Yomimon Complete and Yomimon Basic. I have to run through a few of my battles and see which one of those I'm going to actually do. But I will catch you on the flip side of tomorrow. Peace.